as you get close to buying a house or selling your house, you are going to be sent what's called a closing disclosure, or in short, a CD. In this week's video, I'm going to go through what the CD is and really what you need to be looking for before you sign it. So stick around. Hey everyone, this is Danae Hewitt, your go-to DFW Realtor with Brico Realty Services. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you've watched my videos before, I really appreciate your support. And if you've liked any of them, then hit that like button and even leave me a comment and I'd be happy to answer it for you. Now let's get into exactly what a closing disclosure is. The buyer of the house and the seller of the house are both going to receive a closing disclosure. And from here on out, I'm going to refer to it as a CD. Now, the buyers and the sellers, they won't see each other's CDs. Those are separate documents that are going to be sent to each party from the title company. So first, I'm going to go through what a buyer can expect when they are looking at their CD. It is going to be a financial breakdown of everything that they are paying for in terms of their mortgage, their taxes, their insurance, any HOA fees, their appraisal fee, their survey fee, all of those things. When you are selling your house, your CD is also going to be what your closing costs are, like realtor commissions, any HOA fees, title fees, things like that. Usually as a seller, you're going to receive your CD the day before closing or right at the closing table, and that's where you will sign your CD. There are a lot more regulations of when a buyer is going to receive their CD than when a seller receives theirs. The buyer is going to receive a preliminary CD, and this will probably be maybe like a week before closing. And think of this as the rough draft before the final CD. In this preliminary CD, you're going to see a breakdown of all of the fees and all of the costs that are associated with purchasing this house. And you're also going to have the dollar amount that you need to bring to the closing table when you go to buy the house. And in just a few minutes at the end of this video, I'm going to go through a CD and what you need to be looking out for. So stay tuned for that. In this preliminary CD, you want to make sure that all of these facts and figures are correct. And a lot of times the title company doesn't send this to your real estate agent. If you're comfortable sending this to your agent, definitely do that so they can also double check the numbers as well. I've had clients send it to me and it all looks good. And then I've also had clients send it to me and they were charged for the survey on the property when actually it was a seller's expense. So it's just always nice to have an extra set of eyes, but again, you don't have to send it to your real estate agent. This is your last chance to check for any errors before the final CD is sent to you. And in case you're wondering, who creates this CD? It's actually your mortgage lender and the title company, because the title company is responsible for all of the money transferring hands, and they're responsible for gathering all of the fees that are associated with buying and selling the house. They work closely with the mortgage lender in order to get this document to the buyers and the sellers on time. Once that preliminary CD has been signed off on, then the final CD is going to be issued, again, by the title company. By law, a buyer is supposed to receive this final CD 3 business days prior to the date of closing. And that also needs to be signed 3 business days prior to the date of closing. That document needs to season for 72 hours before the buyers can actually sign on the dotted line and purchase the house. As a buyer, once you sign this final CD, there can't be any changes made to it whatsoever. And if something does need to be changed, well then most likely you're going to have to push the date of closing, because again, you need that 3-day window before you can sign on the dotted line after signing your final CD. When you have this final CD, this means that you do have your clear to close from your lender. And those are one of the 3 best words that we hear in real estate: clear to close. That means that your underwriter has officially signed off on your loan. And if they've checked everything, and with your finances, with your debt to income ratio, your credit, the mortgage, the home itself has been looked at, so that means you officially can purchase the home and get a loan for it. Now that you know what a final CD is and what to anticipate being on there, let's go through and actually see one in person. And of course, this is a fake one. I can't put anyone's real information out there. Let's get into what to look at. So this is the buyer's side of a CD. Page 1 is going to discuss the ins and outs of the loans. On the top of the document, you'll see the date that the CD was issued, the property address, the borrower's names, the seller's name, along with the length of the loan and what type of a loan it is. It's also going to get into how much you're borrowing, what your interest rate is. Your estimated taxes and homeowner's insurance are also in there as well. You will see your total monthly payment, and at the bottom, you will see what your closing costs are and exactly how much money you will need to bring to the closing tables. On pages 2 and 3, it's going to go through and break down how they got to that final amount. Page 2 is going to outline the fees you are assessed through the closing process. You're going to see 2 columns. These are fees that you as the borrower are paying and also fees that the seller is paying. These are the fees that your lender has, the title company has, and also that your state and government has. And like I said, a lot of time you're only going to see your fees on there. You're not going to see the other party's fees. The third page is calculating your cash to close. This is the exact dollar amount that you need to bring to the closing tables. This is going to include your down payment, your closing cost, but also on this page, you're going to see any credit that you have for your option and for your earnest money. As you know, you've already paid your option and your earnest money. That was paid in the very beginning when your offer was accepted. At the bottom of this document on page 3, this number that you're bringing to the closing table has to match the number that is at the bottom of page 1. And again, that is the exact dollar amount down to the penny of what you need to bring to closing. Page 4 is more information about the loan disclosures. And hopefully your lender has gone through these disclosures with you before you're signing off on it. Page 5 is how your loan is broken up in terms of how much you will pay in total if you pay it over the course of 30 years. And it's separated how much will go towards your principal balance and how much you're actually going to pay in interest. And then you'll see contact information for the real estate agents involved, the loan officer, and the title company. The very bottom is where you will sign on this document. I'm not going to go through what a seller's CD looks like because it looks very similar. But of course, it's not going to have the documents that are associated with mortgage fees because they're not obtaining a mortgage to sell their house, they're paying theirs off. It is so important that you as the buyer double and triple check the numbers on this final CD because again, you're bringing that money to the closing table and you want to make sure that it's accurate. If you've got any questions at all, leave them in the comments below. And if you've checked out this video and you've gotten some valuable information, then please subscribe to my channel. I spend a lot of time on these videos and recording and researching them for you. So a subscription to my channel, a like, a comment would really help me out. And speaking of other videos, that right there is a great one. So check it out. We'll see you next week, everyone.